Hi everyone, it's Galen, design team member with Unity Stamp Company. Today I have a sparkly card. It is filled with stars and I'm going to show you how I did it today. So I started with the Unity Stamp Company kit called Felt Star. This was originally an ornament type of stamp. Well, it is an ornament type of stamp. It's got a little piece of twine that's a part of the stamp at the top. And so originally I was going to make it like an ornament, but then I decided to go ahead and cut that twine area off and just use the star. I have dies by My Favorite Things. I'm using star dies and a frame die. I have Star Glitter by Martha Stewart Crafts. I've got Distress Oxide ink in 2 colors, and I'm using glossy accents and foam tape. I've got Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink for the stamping of the star. And for the embossing for the sentiment, I'm using white embossing powder with Gina K Designs Premium White Pigment ink. So that ink stays wet long enough for you to heat emboss, and it works just fine. I love it. And so after everything's cleaned up and dried, I go ahead and add color. So I'm using Copic markers in shades of yellow and a goldish shade, and then a little bit of pink for the cheeks. And so I basically start with light and then, add some darker touches towards the edges and then blend that in a little bit and also come back in with a lighter shade. And then to make it like a felt, I go in at the end and I just do little dabs, little dots all around the edges. It sort of looks a little bit like it adds texture using the Copics. And so I like that. I went and I just dabbed lots of little dots around the edges just to give it a softer look. And I like the way it turned out. So I went ahead and fussy cut this star just using scissors. And I finished that edging by adding a black Copic marker around the edges. Just to finish so there wouldn't be a white edge on the end there. So I just love this little face. It's so cute. It's got a cute little smiley face in the center with some cheeks. It's real cute. I love it. And so there you go. I go ahead and that's where I'm using the marker. Sometimes I like to do that. Sometimes I use Distress ink with an ink blending brush to do that. And so this time I just used direct Copics. Now I'm making a little scene. This little panel was the inside panel, sort of the negative of that frame die cut. And I'm using it for the sentiment. And to make a little sky scene, I'm going to use 2 shades of blue, some dark, some light. And I'm going to eventually die cut stars to make sort of stars mixed in with that sky. And sometimes I get that effect with distress resist technique. And, you can do it the same way as you did the sentiment. You can emboss stars. But this time I went ahead and die cut the stars. My Favorite Things has a great die for that. And then when you put that against white cardstock, those stars pop with that darker ink blending. And so I used glue to adhere that right to the card base. Now I'm using the glossy accents very heavily along the frame. You can use your finger, but it's fine to get a bunch of glue there. It holds that glitter just fine. I'm using chunky stars for the glitter, but you can use fine glitter as well, as long as you press it into that glue real good so that it doesn't come off, and just use a lot of glue. And so I'm dabbing that chunky glitter into that glue a little more. It's messy, and then you can add more by turning it over and adding some. And so put the excess back in the bottle. I love to just do that and use that glitter again later on. So I peeled off foam tape that was on there. I added the foam tape before adding the glitter, and then I place it. You can move it around. You can also, instead of foam tape, use regular glue to move that frame a little better for you. but I love the way it turned out. It's a sweet card. I hope you like this. Thanks so much for watching, and please take a moment to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a great day.